In today's digital world, mobile phones have become an integral part of our lives. From morning alarms to late-night YouTube videos, they are our constant companions. A person wakes up in the morning and instinctively moves towards his phone. As the day progresses, people remain glued to their devices. The mobile phone remains with us from waking up till sleeping. For many of us, they are the first thing we see in the morning and the last thing we see at night. But what if we use our phones all day, every day? Have you ever wondered what effect this would have on your health, your relationships, and even your overall quality of life? Today, we'll delve deeper into the hidden costs of excessive phone use and how it affects every aspect of our lives. Physical impacts, the hidden dangers. Let's start with the physical toll. Mobile phone use has become almost synonymous with bad posture. Think about it. Most of us tilt our heads forward when holding our phones, which puts excessive strain on our neck and shoulders. Over time, this leads to a condition known as text neck. At a 60-degree angle, there is approximately 27 kilograms of pressure on your neck. That's like carrying an entire suitcase on your head for hours. Over time, this can lead to chronic neck pain, headaches, and even early spinal degeneration. Excessive mobile phone use contributes to musculoskeletal problems that were once seen only in older adults. We are now seeing young patients with serious back and neck problems because they spend so much time hunched over their devices, and it's not just your neck. Using the phone all day also affects your hands. Repetitive activities like texting and swiping can cause tendinitis and a condition called smartphone thumb, which can make even simple tasks painful. Your eyes also pay the price. Blue light from screens can cause digital eye strain, including dry eyes, blurred vision, and headaches. Over time, excessive blue light exposure can disrupt your sleep patterns by interfering with melatonin production, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep. According to a global survey, 50% of mobile users experience symptoms of digital eye strain. Impact on mental health, the invisible burden. Apart from physical effects, mobile phones also have a profound impact on our mental health. Social media, in particular, is designed to keep us engaged. The likes, comments, and shares you receive trigger the release of the brain's reward chemical, dopamine. Although this may seem satisfying at first, it creates a cycle of dependency. The constant need for validation can lead to anxiety and depression. Why? Because social media often presents an idealized version of life. When you compare yourself to these unrealistic standards, it's easy to feel inadequate or left behind. One of the biggest mental health challenges we see today is the effect of social comparison. People forget that what they see online is often curated and filtered. This unrealistic comparison can lower self-esteem and lead to many mental health problems, including anxiety and depression. Another problem is FOMO, known as fear of missing out. Seeing others post about vacations, parties, or accomplishments can make you feel like you're missing something important, even if you're perfectly content in your own life. And then there's the issue of overstimulation. Constant exposure to information, news updates, and entertainment causes the brain to become overstimulated, making it difficult to relax or concentrate. This contributes to high stress levels and poor emotional regulation. Productivity and time management, the silent killer. Have you ever started checking your phone for a minute and then realized that an hour has passed? Mobile phones are notorious for stealing our time. The average person spends about 3 to 5 hours on their phone every day. This adds up to over 1,500 hours per year. Research shows that frequent phone use can reduce productivity by up to 40% due to constant distractions. Every time you check your phone, your mind has to refocus on the task at hand. This phenomenon, called attention residual, means that a part of your brain remains stuck on a previous task, making it harder to concentrate. Studies show that it can take up to 23 minutes to regain full focus after an interruption. I'll tell you about myself. I'm just going to reply to a message, but then I see a notification from Instagram or YouTube, and before I know it, several hours have passed, and my tasks are incomplete. This constant cycle of distractions not only wastes time, it creates the illusion of being busy while accomplishing very little. Over time, this can lead to burnout, frustration, and even missed opportunities. Social and emotional consequences, the great isolation. Mobile phones were created to connect us, but ironically, they often tear us apart. How many times have you been to a dinner table or a family gathering and noticed that everyone is glued to their screens? When people prioritize their phones over real-life conversations, it sends the message that their loved ones are not as important. Over time, this creates emotional distance and may even lead to conflict in relationships. And it's not just romantic relationships that suffer. Even casual friendships are affected. Studies show that heavy use of social media can lead to feelings of loneliness, as online interactions often lack the depth and warmth of face-to-face communication. Impact on children and teenagers. For children and teens, excessive phone use is especially harmful. Their brains are still developing, making them more vulnerable to the negative effects of screen time. Prolonged phone use is linked to decreased attention span, decreased social skills, and even delayed cognitive development. According to the CDC, also known as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the average teen spends more than 7 hours per day on screens. Excessive phone use also impacts their emotional well-being. Many youth report becoming addicted to their devices, which can lead to lack of sleep, poor academic performance, and mood swings. Long-term consequences. A society changed forever. If we don't pay attention to these issues, the long-term consequences can be serious. Physical health problems, such as obesity, poor posture, and vision loss, will become more widespread. Mental health crises may increase as more people struggle with anxiety, depression, and social isolation. On a societal level, excessive phone use can undermine our ability to think critically, solve problems, and form meaningful relationships. In short, we risk becoming a generation of isolated individuals in a hyper-connected world. Environmental consequences, hidden footprint. Excessive phone use also has environmental consequences. Every year, millions of phones are thrown away, contributing to electronic waste. These devices contain harmful chemicals like lead, mercury, and cadmium, which can pollute soil and water. E-waste or electronic waste is the fastest growing waste globally, generating more than 50 million tons annually. And it's not just about disposal. The energy needed to power mobile networks, data centers, and cloud storage contributes to carbon emissions. For example, streaming video on your phone uses a lot of energy, especially in high definition. By being conscious of our phone use, we can reduce our environmental impact and contribute to a more sustainable future. Cultural change, new norms. Our relationship with mobile phones is also reshaping cultural norms. From dining etiquette to the way we socialize, phones have become an integral part of our daily lives. We are seeing a change in the way people communicate. Eye contact and active listening are replaced by distracted conversations, where one or both parties are partially engaged. If we're not careful, we risk losing the art of meaningful, face-to-face communication. It is up to us to preserve these human connections in an increasingly digital world. Loss of creativity and imagination. Creativity thrives in moments of boredom, but when was the last time you allowed yourself to be bored? Mobile phones provide constant stimulation, leaving little room for the mind to wander and try something new. Research shows that daydreaming and boredom are essential for creative problem solving. By always reaching for our phones, we deprive ourselves of these important moments. During a research, when a person was kept away from his mobile for a few days, shocking figures came to light. He says his best ideas come from stepping away from the screen and being in silence. It's in those quiet moments when inspiration really comes. Social media algorithm trap. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to put down your phone? Social media platforms are designed to keep you engaged. The algorithms analyze your behavior to show you the content you're most likely to engage with, creating an endless loop of scrolling. It may seem harmless, but it creates a cycle of addiction that wastes your time and attention. The more time you spend scrolling, the more data these platforms collect and further refine their strategies to keep you online. Effects on sleep and circadian rhythms. Excessive use of phone, especially before sleeping, has a negative impact on your sleep. The blue light emitted from screens inhibits the production of melatonin, a sleep-regulating hormone. Researchers say that using the phone just 30 minutes before sleeping can delay sleep by 90 minutes. Poor sleep not only makes you tired, but it also affects your memory, concentration, and overall health. Chronic lack of sleep has been linked to heart disease, diabetes, and weakened immunity. Ethical concerns. Cost of connection. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make something with the tools you have in your hands? Smartphones depend on rare earth minerals, which are often mined under poor working conditions. Workers in these industries face health risks, exploitation, and low wages. The demand for smartphones and their short product life cycles creates an important ethical dilemma. Every time we upgrade to a new model, we contribute to this cycle of exploitation. Additionally, tech companies collect vast amounts of user data to improve their services and target advertisements. Although this may seem harmless, It raises concerns about privacy and data security. Are we sacrificing our personal information for convenience? It's important to think seriously about how our phone use supports industries and practices that may not align with our values. So friends, these are the disadvantages of using mobile all day long. Now the final question is, how can we free ourselves from our dependence on mobile phones? Here are some tips to help you get control of your time and focus. Track your usage. Use apps to monitor your screen time and identify which apps consume the most hours. Create phone-free zones. Designate areas like the bedroom or dining room as tech-free spaces. Set boundaries. Limit your phone use during specific times of the day, like the first hour after waking up or before bed. Rediscover offline activities. Engage in hobbies like reading, painting, or gardening to reduce your dependence on screens. Turn off notifications. Disable non-essential notifications to reduce distractions. Practice mindfulness. Spend time away from your phone to reconnect with your surroundings and loved ones. Friends, our phones are powerful tools, but they should never control us. By using them wisely, we can unlock their benefits without falling into their traps. Remember, life is happening right now. Don't let it pass you by. So what will you choose? A life that's controlled by your phone, or a life where you control how you use it? The choice is yours. By the way, what is your daily screen timing? Tell us by commenting. If you liked the video, then hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, USA Previews. See you soon with a new video. Bye. Soon.